Welcome to another edition of WineGuideTV. I'm Ben Edwards. This is Dan Sims, and there's warmth in the air. Can you feel it, Dan?
I can feel it. It's coming finally into the summer months. It's been very cold in Melbourne. I mean, we're up in Brisbane recently, and it was actually warm. It was nice to feel warm for a change. So hopefully, as it comes into the summer months, we can actually start drinking some summer whites.
So that is the theme of today's tasting. We're going to look at some beautiful, good value summer wines. All of these are under that sort of $40 range, somewhere between $20 and $40. A quick footnote on today. Good wine is not cheap, is it, Dan?
No, it's not. It's one of these things that, especially in Australia at the moment, making and producing quality wine is an expensive process. Even though there's a heck of a lot of cheap wine on the market at the moment, we want to see people trade up. So pay a little bit more and get a heck of a lot more bang for your buck.
Yep, and support the Australian wine industry and the people out there who have been finding it a bit tough in the current economic times. Now, on to the good stuff. We have 5 beautiful wines here. We're going to get straight into it, and Dan is going to walk us through the first one.
Well, this is a great little drink to start off with. Rolo Crittenden. This is the Crittenden Los Hermanos Tribute to Galatia. I should say that with a lisp. This is Sauvignon. Okay, this is one of these stories you may have heard about in the press where a lot of people thought it was the Albarino that was in the ground was Albarino, but it actually wasn't
Albarino.
The grape variety formerly known as Albarino. Or even you could say I can't believe it's not Albarino. But regardless, this is a super drink. It's really lovely and bright and fresh and clean and refreshing. Good bit of texture, good bit of weight. Rolo Crittenden, who's the winemaker here, young gun.
He's a young gun of wine. It's official.
Gun. It's official. He won the Young Gun Wine of the Year award. But this is a super lovely, fresh, easy drinking, approachable style. Great to drink on its own. Great to drink with food. I like it.
This is not a vino de meditazione.
No, it's not. It's a wine to enjoy and not necessarily in moderation.
How many points do you give it today?
I'm 88 points on that, Ben.
Are you 88 points on that?
I'm 88 points on that.
I'm staggered. Okay, well, we're going to move right along. My favourite, and you know it, my favourite lunch and go-to wine every day of the week is Chablis.
Chablis.
And so we're going to look at a little William Febvre Petit Chablis. And the good thing about this particular wine is it's from the great vintage of 2008. Now, it's delicious today, and Dan's drinking it. I wanted to drink that.
I was going to spit that, but I'm not going to spit that. I can't spit Chablis.
It's delicious today. It's made from Chardonnay, no wood. It's all about freshness and vitality. It is a young wine. It is a great vintage. It's only Petit Chablis, which is the entry level. So at $30, it's a bargain. And it's going to go the distance. It is unfortunately under a little closure called, well, I won't say what it is, but the actual wine is terrific, fresh and lively. 92 points on that, Dan.
92 points on that. I love Chablis, and for that reason, talking about a wine that over-delivers on price point, around that $30 mark, as you said, absolutely super. Pristine, pure, razor sharp and refreshing. Delicious. Moving on, the Steve Panel, SC Panel Pronto from the Adelaide Hills. This is a little blend of Pinot Gris, Sauvignon Blanc, and also a little bit of Riesling.
Little Rizza in there.
A little Rizza in there, just to sort of give a little bit of a acid edge to it, a little bit of freshness. We've looked at this a couple of times, and it constantly surprises us in terms of the style and wine that it is. You get this wonderful texture from, say, the Gris. You get that sort of aromatic element from a little bit of Sauvignon, but not too much. But then that lovely backbone of fresh
Riesling acidity.
Riesling acidity.
And this particular blend is taken from a Friuli kind of concept whereby you blend all these different styles of whites to give you a holistic wine. And that's what this wine's all about. That's why it's called Pronto and the emphasis is not on the varietals. 2010, very fresh, very delicious. How many points?
I'm 91 points on that, Ben.
91 points on that,
91
Dan.
points.
Yeah, and look, I think it really does deliver. Steve Panel's a very, very talented winemaker. Talking of talented winemakers, Glenn James.
Glenn James. He used to work for Foster's or Treasury Wine Estates, that venturepreneur company of theirs. Gone out doing his own wines, ducks in a row. Also with his lovely wife, Amanda.
With his gorgeous wife, Amanda Jones.
Who's fabulous. This little little Fiano comes from the Murray-Darling area. Fiano, the grape variety, traditionally comes from southern part of Italy.
Where from in the southern part of Italy?
Campania, which is a great drink. And this particular one, it's got that nice little bit of freshness to it. You know, again, you're starting to see a little bit more palate weight, whereas here in the early stage, seeing that sort of light to medium body. This is heading into that medium bodied spectrum, but it's still got some lovely fresh acidity, not too over the top. And it actually got Best Fiano in the recent Alternative Variety Show. I had to think about that for a minute.
Who heads that up? That's Max Ellen.
Well, that's Max Ellen.
Yeah, he does a pretty good job, and we know that he loves it green. We know that he loves these alternative varieties, and they did a really good job. I think that what we're seeing with these first 4 wines in particular is the common thread. The common thread is freshness and vitality, and going into summer,
is
That's
perfect.
exactly what you need. Wines are just really lively, really good.
Well, that's
really
because what
fresh.
we think we need to have wines that you can drink on their own, but also have with food, sit outside in the sun, balmy evenings. These are great drinks.
Yeah.
Albarino.
Now, Albarino, which that first wine was meant to be, actually does come from Spain, and this particular wine is called the Mayor de Mendoza, which is kind of interesting because when I think Mendoza, I think Argentina. But in this instance, it gives everything that we expect from Albarino.
Yep.
Now, Albarino's got more sort of palate weight, and you can almost think aromatically like Clare Valley Riesling.
Yep.
But in terms of texture and weight, there's just so much more richness. It delivers plenty of hedonistic pleasure. And they're wines to be enjoyed in their youth. They are all about texture.
And I think also you got that lovely Riesling element, backbone of freshness, but you got that richness and slight texture you get with a little bit of Viognier. But this is not having that super heavy richness, but again, it's very much in that lovely light, fresh, easy drinking, approachable, enjoy, and not necessarily in moderation.
Well, I think all of these wines fall into that category. Now, we didn't go on to scores. Ducks in a row, about 88 points. I think that's pretty good for young Fiano. Fiano has got a long way to go in Australia yet. And the Full Shape, 90 points. So they're all delivering good quality, sound wines, but a lot of drinking pleasure. And sometimes that's what it's about, the whole score thing. Throw it out the window. Pick the wines that are going to be fun to drink.
And enjoy on drinkability. All these wines are high on drinkability.
They are indeed. So hopefully that's left you with some food for thought. Well, in fact, drinks for thought going into summer.
So on that note, we'll see you
Cheers.
next week. Cheers.